What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on YouTube every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, U.S. time. So come by and say hello. All right, another week, another town hall. And this week, I want to highlight again that I am using the summary from the account Rosie W at Rosie W on Splinter Talk and Peak D. Rosie is awesome. Just a huge shout out to her and appreciate all the hard work that she does. She puts together these minutes, which are essentially like a summary. They're actually even more detailed than summaries by going through and actually talking about what everybody was saying throughout the entire meeting. And she has this up as soon as the town halls are done. Like I'm recording this a couple of hours later, maybe 7-8 hours later after the town hall finished, and Rosie had this done within minutes. Sometimes have even been times when Rosie has published it while they're saying goodbye on the town hall. So very impressive, awesome to see great content creators like this just within the community is what I meant. So shout out to Rosie. If you're not following her and upvoting her posts, please make sure you do so, or at least consider doing so. I just wanted to give another shout out to her here. But we have our 5 biggest takeaways. This is what we usually do on a weekly basis. I have my 5, and I'll be using Rosie's post here as kind of like my visual guide to go along. Now, this was a good one. I got to say, I am sad that I was not able to catch it live. Just had some other things going on this morning, so I was not able to catch it live, but there were some really cool aspects to it that I wish I had been there for, one of which was live voting for a certain piece of artwork for a future card, which I thought was really cool. So if you guys have been skipping out on these, I don't blame you. Just speaking honestly, because I know sometimes they get into the weeds on making the sausage and all that, but it's really cool that there are now, and hopefully in the future, more community feedback opportunities where you can feel like, you're voting on the future of what these cards look like and maybe what the cards do. Who knows how it might go, but I appreciate the team's attempt here to try and get the community involved, and I like it. I think it's great, and this from the very beginning has always felt like a very community first project, and little things like this go a long way. So I have my 5 biggest takeaways. Once again, this is not a summary. There are fantastic content creators like Rosie W who do both written and video summaries. So make sure you check them out and show them some support. These are just the 5 biggest things that that caught my attention, and I wanted to expand upon a little bit more coming out of the town hall. Now, what's great about this is, as you can see, I got a couple bonus ones. So I actually had like 9, I think 8 or 9 that I had to whittle down so that we only had 5, but I'll go into a couple bonus ones towards the end. So let's start right at the top here. The first thing, we have some rough timelines for validator nodes as well as the ranked rewards release. Now, we've been told end of May, end of the month is when we were expecting it. With the ranked rewards, we know that we can expect it with the new cycle of a season. So we have about, I don't know how much time we have left in this season, maybe 6 or 7 days, but then there's going to be another 15-ish day season afterwards. So that will probably be end of May, early June when this goes live. So as of now, that's what they are still saying, early June for ranked rewards. Now, if anything happens and they are not able to hit that deadline, keep in mind that the next available time will have to be after the next 15-day season, which would be mid-June. And I'm really hoping they're not priming us for that, because everybody's kind of had it up to here, right? I hear it. I feel it. I'm right there with you guys. So we want to see what this new ranked rewards is going to look like and how it's going to address some of the concerns. So early June, they seem to be pinpointing that, or at least hinting much more heavily this week. Now, the surprising thing is it looks like they're going to shoot for validator nodes first, which I wasn't sure if that was going to be the case. But now we are getting late May on this. And Aggro actually said, again, we're not going to hold the team. We can't hold the team to any of this until there's actually a post out, right? So we can hold the team to whatever we want in the court of public opinion, but that doesn't mean the team is going to follow whatever we want. So as of now, Aggro did mention May 24th as a potential date, which is just a little over 2 weeks away. I'm recording this on May 9th. So just over 2 weeks away from when the pre-sale will begin. And then, of course, the validator node sale is going to be an ongoing thing. So as soon as the pre-sale sells out, it's going to go straight into tranche 1. And if anything, like, the pre-sale is pre-sale is just like tranche 0 at that point, because it's not like there's going to be any delay in time between the pre-sale and the sale of tranche 1. So we have some rough dates coming up ahead, and this is just a couple of weeks away. Validator nodes and ranked rewards essentially would be here 2 weeks, and ranked rewards about 3-ish weeks for us from here to get to the end of May. So there's stuff happening, and it sounds like, well, actually, I don't know what would be in next week's town hall, or who would be in next week's town hall. My guess would be not Matt, but maybe Hardpoint, because Agro did mention that the roadmap is updated or close to being updated, and that he wanted to share that. Again, no promises, but if that is the case and they decide to share it, then we can expect Hardpoint on next week, and potentially Yabamat the week after, especially if he wants to be chatting about validator nodes, which should be going live shortly after that next town hall. I mean, if we're looking at exact dates here, and this goes live on the 24th, that is going to be a Tuesday. Let me just make sure. I believe, it's going to be a Tuesday. So, the 16th would be maybe when Hardpoint comes on, and the 23rd would be maybe when Yabamat comes on to talk about the launch of the nodes, the node sale, which again would be literally the day after. So that's, again, there's no inside information. They didn't actually confirm any of that. I would just assume that the one time we get Yaba on would be probably the 23rd. If not the 23rd, then, maybe the validator node sale will be relatively straightforward, and he might just hop in on the 30th to talk about the rank rewards. So we'll see. But there has been talk, this wasn't in the town hall, but Hardpoint was sharing some information the other day in the Mav Chat Discord, saying that there is a post circulating around for ranked rewards. So that, sorry, not circulating around, circulating internally, and that it will be coming out soon with more juicy details about how the ranked rewards are going to work. So TLDR, this stuff is coming. We have more specific dates, but I don't know that there's anything like new about this. For me, and I have my own like after sound timeline that I try to give you. I was very much expecting, and I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but I was very much expecting that one of these was going to get pushed to mid-June, and I'm a little worried now that since they're prioritizing validator nodes, if anything happens with rank rewards, this gets pushed to mid-June, and that'll be sad because Modern and Wild can't come until ranked rewards are good to go. So that's where we're at. Hopefully, though, we do get stuff within the next 3 weeks here. That would be very, very exciting. Okay, number 2, tournaments. There were a couple different things here. Nothing major, but I would say Doogie and Weirdbeard were both kind of coy about this. So there are 2 things. Doogie, very like drawn out as if he wasn't supposed to talk about it, saying that there's ghost card tournaments in the works. Now, I feel like we've heard that this is something that the community wants, and Weirdbeard has always been like, yes, at some point we want to evolve tournaments to that point. But I feel like this might be the first time I've heard them saying like it's actually in the works. So still all speculation, but Doogie said something. And if you watch the replay of the live stream, you could see Weirdbeard kind of perk up, and then just in the chat was just very coy about it, not really giving much information. And then somebody, during one of the Q&A sessions, somebody had asked about vouchers being used for entry into tournaments as a replacement. So keep this in mind, as a replacement for staked SPS, right? Because a lot of people are looking at this and saying, well, why is there a gate being kept, or like, why is there a gatekeeping thing for staked SPS when you can just do vouchers? It would give vouchers ongoing utility, and it would reward those who are staking their SPS for vouchers and don't feel like participating in the tournaments and want to sell them. So that is something interesting. Again, somebody asked about this, and Weirdbeard responded with a very quick, I cannot give a comment right now, which doesn't really tell us much outside of the fact that, it's not a no, right? So both of those kind of caught my attention. I don't know where they're going with it, but hopefully we do get to see some things like that in the future, because, I'm staking a good amount of SPS, so I don't mind it the way that it is, but I also understand it from the other points of view, where it's just become this gatekeeping mechanism for other folks that want to get in. And it's just like, if you come in and you buy the cards and you want to like start playing in tournaments, but all of a sudden you need to have like, 1,000 SPS or however much SPS staked, that's a significant amount. And SPS is down a lot today, but that's still a significant amount. So I wouldn't mind this because, as you know me, I like to sell my vouchers for whatever I'm not using them for. And this would be a great way to add utility to vouchers and hopefully to start slowly raising the floor price for vouchers over time. So, okay, number 3. It's funny because I just made a video about speculating on the new print rates for the new rewards cards. So I don't know if that spurred somebody to ask a question or if this was just another thought that somebody else in the community was having, but they asked Aggro directly. Now, there is no confirmation of this until we get a actual post. But at this point in time, Aggro was saying there is no plans to reduce the print rate for the new rewards cards. So we can expect those to be at or potentially even more. I mean, at this point, with everybody calling for cards to be burned, I would say most likely we can expect them to be at the same print rate as the current cards, which, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, is going to be 8 million BCX for commons, 2 million for rares, 800,000 for epics, and 200,000 for legendaries. And the rewards cards, it sounds like there's a couple more being added, because the number that I heard going around was 10 before, and today they were talking about 12 rewards cards. So it seems like there's going to be quite a bit of change to the upcoming meta, which should be awesome. Okay, number 4. Win trading and bot issues to be addressed with the ranked rewards update. Now, I mean, this has been coming up every week, and I don't blame people for constantly bringing this up. In fact, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the community members who are bringing this up and highlighting. Okay, so let's actually take a step back here. There were a couple videos from Tales from the Cryptmancer, who I have a lot of respect for. I appreciate the fact that he's digging into the data and sharing all of this information with us. And then Gank has also been very vigilant in the Mav chat, just trying to get this addressed. And so I appreciate people continuing to bring this up, to dive into this, and to keep it front of mind, because I think it's important. Now, the flip side is that from what I gathered from Aggro's response is there's a lot of issues, right? And he recognizes, or the team is recognizing, that there are issues. It's become a bigger ship, though, and it's harder to turn a bigger ship. So they are just trying to get the ranked rewards update out. And while, I mean, hopefully it will be the magic silver bullet, whatever you want to call it, that will be what is needed in order to fix, most, if not all, of the issues. I don't think that, nothing's ever going to be perfect, right? And there will always be workarounds in many situations. So the thing is, from the team's perspective, what they're trying to say is they're banking a lot on this ranked rewards update. And this is supposed to come out now within the next 3 weeks here, hopefully by the end of May. And from that point, they will give it a month or so, is what Aggro was saying. Take in all the data, see how the patterns of behavior have changed, and then reassess and take further action as needed. So it's one of those things. I don't want people to... I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate everybody who is keeping this front of mind. The conversation has devolved a little bit because it's just gotten very aggressive on both sides, right? So it's like, I get it. The frustration is real. And then you have people who are defending bots when I don't understand why they're necessarily defending bots, because this has never become a thing about decentralization. If I can say one thing, right? And I've said this before. I said it in the Mav chat, and I think I said it in a previous video, but what I don't like is the deflection, both from the team as well as in the chat, right? The Mav chat and Discord, where there is an exploit happening for win trading potentially. And, that's a big issue, right? The win trading as well as draining of the rewards pool. And so the thing is, the default, at least in my opinion, and what I've seen, the default opinion or the default defense against this is, well, bots are never going away. So you don't understand decentralization. That's what decentralization is. And then there's also the very aggressive saying well, you're calling for centralization. You're going to destroy this game, blah, 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 blah. sure, some people might be calling for centralization without understanding what the ethos of the game are. And I think it's important to educate them and important to like let them know. And I do believe that the team has done a good job of saying like, we're not going to ban bots because what we're trying to build here should be bot proof, right? So at the end of the day, what's getting lost here is the fact that there are exploits happening that many of the community are looking at and agreeing should at least be investigated further, right? And should be top of mind for the team. And a lot of times this gets defended, right? And in my opinion, deflected by saying, well, bots are never going to be banned, so you're wasting your time. That's not the issue. Nobody's trying to ban bots. Everybody's just trying to say if there's win trading happening and if there's an exploit in the behavior of these accounts, then it should be looked at. And I think that's something that everybody should be able to get behind. But we always fall into this, well, we're not going to ban bots. Well, it's a decentralization thing. And look, I love it. I'm in crypto all in, right? So like I get decentralization and I want there to be decentralization. I've never called for the banning of bots. I have always said that this needs to be a top-down approach where the team needs to not put a Band-Aid on. And the team knows this, right? So this is not just me, but like it cannot be a Band-Aid. It cannot be like a whack-a-mole type of situation. You need to change the incentives. And this is what, to go back to the beginning of this is what the ranked rewards update is going to try to do. Agrod said, and I'm glad that he put it this way. He said, if there is an advantage, right? If there is an incentive for all these bots in bronze or silver or low accounts or low asset holding accounts to win trade with each other and play all these games in bronze, in silver, if there is an incentive, financial incentive for them, then the rewards incentive is broken. And that needs to be fixed. And that is the only way, right? You're not going to ban bots. You're not going to ban accounts. You need to fix the incentives, and that is what the ranked rewards update is hoping to do. So I would say maybe we should all just chill on all the bot stuff, at least for the next week or so. Hopefully we get that post that they've been talking about with the ranked rewards update details, and then we can start to speculate on that once that comes out, if that will be enough. But to the team's point here, once we get the details, we still don't know how everything's going to play out. So this could be a work in progress for not just 1 month, but 2 months, where they need like a month to really see how the pattern of behavior has changed. And I think the really good thing, and this is again a shout out to all the folks that are digging into the data for bots, is the fact that there are a lot more eyes on this now. So Agrod even said, if you have ideas, if you have things, bring them to us, right? Again, kind of opening this up to the community and saying, let's all work together. So I think it's going to be important that we as a community stay vigilant, stay united on the idea that there shouldn't be exploits within the game. Bot or not, there should not be exploits within the game. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this ranked rewards update eliminates most, if not all of them. But if it doesn't, then it's good. It'll be good for us to come back together to the drawing board and figure out what to do, and hopefully help the team shore up whatever they have blind spots to, and try to create the best experience that we can here, because I think we're all bullish on this no matter what. So that's all I'll say on that. I was very long-winded, but I just appreciate that this has become very front of mind and people are asking this, and the team is trying to address it as straightforward as they can. But again, keep in mind, it takes a while to not just diagnose and address the problem, but actually implement those changes. So hopefully that is coming, and we have an end date for that within the next couple of weeks here. Okay, last one, at least officially. There is going to be a new ability put in. Now, this isn't the final name, but and I hope it's not the final name, because it sounds kind of like a working title, which is what Nate was calling it, right? So, but it's Reflect Shield, and it is going to be an ability that will allow a monster to not have damage from any kind of blast, thorns, magic reflect, or return fire, and maybe even backfire. I'm not sure. So it's like the anti-Yoden in a way, right? Because keep in mind, it's probably only gonna be one, maybe two monsters, and I don't know. I like it. I like the idea of it. And here's the thing: when Scattershot first came out, when Scattershot was first announced, and we didn't know what the details of the actual ability were. We just knew the name was going to be called Scattershot. This is exactly what I had in mind. Now, it wasn't for Thorns, Return Fire, and Magic Reflect. It was just for blast damage, right? Because to me, I was just like, well, Yoden is the most powerful card in the game, and if they want to try to create some kind of anti-Yoden counter, then having something, which in my mind was Scattershot, like at that time I was just like, it doesn't take blast damage, right? So you could have this like major tank here, or like a secondary reach tank that doesn't take any blast damage, which would be kind of cool. Now this goes even a step further where you wouldn't take any Thorns damage, Magic Reflect, or whatever. So I'm excited to see how this ability is going to work. There's 12 new cards coming in, so I don't know how many of these cards will have it. Obviously at least one, I don't know, maybe two. But I'm just gonna flip the script for a second. We weren't told about a new ability coming in one of these cards. We were told about an ability coming in for Rift Watchers. So is this ability something that was supposed to come out with Rift Watchers? And does that say anything about Rift Watchers potentially getting delayed because they just want to introduce this ability, but they don't want to get Rift Watchers out right away? Especially since we got two more cards. So maybe they just pulled up two Rift Watchers cards, one of which that could have had this Reflect Shield. So again, I'm being a little too negative here, but maybe I'm just jaded now. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. I'm just like, wait, we were told new ability with Rift Watchers. Are we getting it now because Rift Watchers is going to get delayed? No, I don't want Rift Watchers to be delayed. But let's be real. Let's be real for a second here. I want Rift Watchers as much as the next person, but there are going to be a lot of changes happening. For the first of which, obviously, is the rank rewards. But from a meta perspective, the 12 new cards is going to shake things up quite a bit. So in a sense, or in a way, I wouldn't mind Rift Watchers being held off for a little bit. As it is, the market is flooded with cards, and there's going to be so many other things happening. I'm actually okay if Rift Watchers doesn't come out in like July. I don't mind if they push it to August or September. Again, they're saying Q3. So if we are in this cycle now where Chaos Legion just isn't going to sell out in a year, and we're not going to get Rebellion in Q1. I've been saying that we're probably going to get Rebellion in Q3 of next year. So if we do go on these 18-month cycles between core editions, right? So Q1 of 2021 all the way to Q1 of 2022 to all the way of Q3 of 2023, right? So 18 months there. Then maybe instead of there being a 6-month, right, at the 6-month point for a 1-year cycle, you'd have the 9-month point for an 18-month cycle. So, having this come out in August, September, maybe even October. Again, I'm telling you guys, stuff isn't going to come out the way that we all think it will, but we'll see how it goes. Like I'm saying, even if it gets delayed, I don't mind as long as the meta is changed in a significant way and we're having fun with it and we're getting all of the other things that we were promised, right? Like, I actually don't mind if Rift Watchers gets pushed back in favor of the Phase 1 of Land, right? So again, all this stuff is happening simultaneously. We'll see how it goes. This is all speculation from me, guys. I don't have any inside information. I'm just looking at the roadmap as it was last given to us, and then giving some kind of, oops, there goes I've been talking for too long. That's what it's telling me. My screensaver is about to go on. So I don't mind if stuff gets delayed, or I don't mind if Rift Watchers gets pushed back a little bit, especially if they're pulling some of that stuff ahead now. But again, we will see how this all plays out. All right, this has gone on for quite a bit, so let me just wrap up with these two bonus ones. Splinterfest is 99% confirmed. It is looking to be the end of September of this year. September, so I guess I shouldn't put September 22, but September 2022. There we go. And the tentative location is still Las Vegas. They have the HyperX Arena, which they are in talks with. But this is something that I am very much hoping to attend. So if you guys do end up going, it would be awesome to actually catch up with you guys in person. Maybe do a couple battles while we are in the same room together, which would be kind of fun. Well, obviously there'll be a what's that called? there'll be a live tournament, so that'll be pretty cool too. All right, and then last thing, there was some legendary summoner information. So we now have the release order, and the reason I put this under bonus is because there's not much else that we can do with this information. We knew life was coming out first. It looks like fire is next, then water, then earth, then death, and then dragon. Now some of these guys have interesting names, and we did get a couple of pieces of eye candy. So actually, let's actually jump straight into the eye candy now. So here is one of the upcoming rewards cards, and this was the community feedback portion that I thought was really cool. So they did like 3 different card mock-ups here, and they had everybody vote on which card art they liked the most. And I think this one won by a vote of 60% total. So yeah, there was some fun things there. Now, here are the chests. So it looks like we're going to have novice, bronze, silver, diamond. No, wait. Novice, bronze, silver, diamond, and silver, gold, and diamond. No, champion. Okay, this must be bronze. Bronze, silver. Okay, so there's no novice. So bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and champion. So really cool card art. I like it. And I really think that the new incentives are going to be pushing a lot of people to play at the highest levels. Let's go ahead and see what else. There was some other stuff here. All right. I forgot what this was. New wallpaper. This is what the nodes are going to look like. There's a lore aspect for nodes, which I think is really cool. Here is, again, the Grandmaster Wraith, who is the life summoner. So it'll be the first one that we get. I think they made some changes, slight changes to the artwork. This is the Earth summoner, Immortalis. And then I forgot who this one is. I think is this Dragon? Or this might be Death or Dragon, but Astral Entity. So really cool stuff here. I mean, I love the artwork. This is all starting to look awesome. So once again, shout out to Rosie for having this ready to go. Really appreciate it. This is all I have for you guys in this video. I think we let this go on long enough. So I don't want it to be longer than a town hall, but it was a good town hall. My final thought on it is it was a good town hall. I am very excited. I know we still have a month to grind through before things start to, hopefully we start to see some major changes. But we're almost there, guys. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there. We'll get there all together. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.